We begin tonight with breaking news. A judge just declared a mistrial in the Alvarado ICE case. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager.
I'm Heather Hayes. It happened right as jury selection was underway in Tarrant County in the case of 9 people accused of attacking an immigrant detention center. Fox 4's Dion Anglin live with what happened. Dion.
Hi there, that is right. This day of voir dire and federal jury selection just ended in a mistrial. That development said to be due to what one of the defense attorneys was wearing as she questioned potential jurors. Now, that attorney involved in this mistrial decision was Marquetta Clayton. Now, sources tell me she was wearing underneath her blazer a T-shirt that depicted something relating to civil rights and a civil rights leader or leaders. A U.S. attorney complained to the judge, and Judge Mark Pittman declared a mistrial. Now, the day, of course, was devoted to jury selection. We saw potential jurors leaving the courthouse earlier to get lunch during the midday break. Their images we have blurred. Now, Judge Pittman and the attorneys representing 9 defendants were in court with those potential jurors as well as U.S. attorneys questioning them, as is protocol before the start of a trial. Now, it is the trial of 9 defendants who face charges that include terrorism and attempted murder stemming from the July 4th shooting outside the Prairieland ICE Detention Center in Alvarado. The gunfire left a police officer injured. Now, the Department of Justice calls the defendants part of a terrorist cell of the group Antifa, and while others insist it was a protest and not all there had part in violence. Now, the sister of one defendant, Savannah Batten, joined with demonstrators across from the courthouse today.
My sister went to this protest wearing her little fanny pack with her first aid kit and carrying a pair of maracas. So how she's ended up being accused of attempting to murder police or ICE agents or whatever, it doesn't make any sense.
Now, again, the judge just minutes ago declaring this a mistrial in the midst of jury selection. That's due to, or said to be due to, a complaint about the attire of one defense attorney. Now, the entire pool of jurors, we understand, will be replaced, and this process will begin all over again, perhaps next week. As the very latest live in downtown Fort Worth. Steve, Heather, back to you.
Dion, quick question. Is the attorney been punished in any way as far as you can tell about this attire or whatever? Do we know anything about that end of it?
Yeah, that is a question that remains here. As you would expect, there would be some type of sanction or disciplinary action. We don't have any specifics about it, though, as of yet.
Okay. All right. Dion Anglin in Fort Worth. Dion, thanks.